be sharing with you some of my DIY projects for Halloween. I want to be clear that I'm not into spooky stuff. Well, in fact, I'm really scared of them. It's like I'm the type of person that if you watch a horror movie with me, that is, if you even watch that in the first place, I'll be screaming before the characters from the movie scream. So that is how scared I am of scary things. So that's why the DIY projects that I'll be sharing with you are not as scary as they probably should have been. They are more toward like the cutesy side. Okay, so let's go ahead and start. For this DIY, you will need an empty tin can, about 20 to 30 popsicle sticks, depends on how big your tin can is, and also hot glue or Mod Podge, whatever glue that you think will work for your decoration, and also Halloween related ribbons. I'm using grosgrain ribbons, and of course we cannot forget the cabochons. I picked out the ones that I think will work great for this color theme. Since I'm pretty clumsy and the tin can has a really sharp layer, I decided to use popsicle sticks to form an inner layer so that I don't cut myself. There are other methods you can use to reduce the chance of you getting cut when working with the tin can, or maybe when you're trying to take out your pen from the can. For the additional techniques, remember to check the description for the video links. I actually did not measure this, but I was so glad that my popsicle sticks fit perfectly in this tin can, so I didn't need to make any adjustment. To keep the popsicle sticks in place, I am using hot glue. I'm gluing on the top layer rather than bottom layer because it's a lot easier to reach the top than the bottom. Oh, and I forgot to mention that you need a pair of scissors. Or if you have those fabric cutters, then you can use those, since those create a better and cleaner cut. After I have created my cut prevention popsicle stick barrier, the next thing I'm doing is lay out all the ribbons. Once I have the ribbon laid out the way I want it, I just use either Mod Podge or hot glue. I think I actually use both. I think initially I started using Mod Podge and then later on I switched over to hot glue because it was easier and faster. So now I'm just gluing the ribbons. For the top section, I'm using grosgrain ribbons that have bad designs on them. For the bottom section that I missed, I'm using fabric tape and tape it all the way around. After all that is done, arrange my cabochons to the way I want it, and then I just use hot glue and glue those onto the can. Lastly, I really don't like the sound of things dropping into a tin can, so here I'm using pillow stuffings to form a base, so that whenever I put my pens in there, it's not going to make that really annoying, frustrating sound. The first thing I'm doing here is take some pillow stuffings and then shaping into like a ghost. I have a ready-made one, so the one that you're seeing here is just to show you how I did it. Once I have the ghost shaped out, the next thing I'm doing here is to give eyes and mouth. All I'm doing is just taking a piece of white paper and then use a black Sharpie to draw out the eyes and the mouth. I create a border around the mouth so that you can actually see that it has a mouth. Since I don't have any black paper around, what I'm doing here is using a piece of black fabric that I have and then just hot glue the fabric onto a piece of cardboard so that the little ghost has somewhere to stick onto. Lastly, I'm using a double-sided tape to tape the ghost onto the black background. My double tape is really weak, so my little ghost actually fell off a few times. So if your double tape is as weak as mine, then you might want to consider using hot glue or something that will be more permanent. The first thing I'm doing is to draw a cat, so I kind of have the outline of the cat face. And now I'm cutting out the cat shape on the cardboard. Then I'm cutting out the cat shape on those two black sheets. I think they are called non-slippery mats. Once that is done, I set down one of the black mats and then place the cardboard in between and then place another one on top of it. The way how I'm doing the hot glue is I glue the border section. I don't want the whole thing to be glued onto it. So that's how I'm gluing these pieces together. After that, I want to give the cat its facial features, so I draw the eyes and the nose on a piece of paper and then I color in with blue because I couldn't find my black marker. So instead of using hot glue this time, I'm using Mod Podge, the outdoor version, to glue it onto it and then also give a layer on top of it, since this will be used to hold my cup. After that, it's time I want to fix the border up a little bit, so I decide to use fabric tapes and tape it all around. But that turned out to be a pretty bad idea because my fabric tapes, they don't stick onto it. I love fabric tapes, but they only seem to work well with certain DIY projects. So in the end, I do end up having to peel off my fabric tape border and just leave it the way it is. I don't have acrylic paint in orange, but thank goodness that I do have yellow and red, so I was able to mix orange color out of it. So the first thing I'm doing here is just paint my tin can orange. After that, I'm taking black ribbons and wrap it around this tin can. For the bottom part, all I did is just wrap the ribbon around without doing anything special, and I use hot glue to tape it. For the top part, I want to make it a little bit different, so I decide to kind of form a ribbon out of it. I think it turns out alright. It's not my favorite, so it might have been better if I just wrap it around plainly like the one I did for the bottom part. So I thought maybe I could fix it a little by making it a little bit more special. So I'm using a fabric color trying to color more ribbon-like a shape, but not too good. It's still pretty good overall though. I found some silver puffy stickers that will work perfect for this project. So what I'm doing here is tape the stickers onto the top portion. I didn't want to overload with design, so I didn't put any sticker on the bottom portion. And next, what I'm doing is taking a white ribbon that has little holes in it and create a little ribbon and then glue it onto the tin can. To give it a little padding inside the tin can so that I don't hear that ding 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 sound whenever I drop my pens or pencils in it, I'm using a piece of paper towel, fold them in half, and then cut out the circles that will fit into the tin can. Remember to subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!